I'm gay and my wife doesn't know. I am not the op. Original post is by you. Prior put 3300 in r. True off my chest and r. Bisexual. TW. References to homophobic messages. Oop received. Less than. Mood spoiler. Wholesome marriage. Self-discovery. Less than. // Original, August 08, 2023. I'm gay and my wife doesn't know. My wife and I have been together 9 years. Married for 7. But I know that I'm gay. I've never been attracted to another woman other than her. But I've been attracted to lots of men. I've never been in a sexual relationship with a man, but if I wasn't with my wife, I know I would be. My preferences when I'm by myself have only ever been over men lol. But it's strange, my wife is my soulmate in the most absolute sense. It doesn't matter that she's a woman. I'm so in love with her mind and her heart and her as a human being that she could literally be in anybody and I would love and worship her. Even being with her sexually is incredible because it's her. I know this makes no sense and that's why I can't tell her. She would think she isn't enough because she isn't a man. But she's the other half of my soul and I could never ever hurt her or be without her. I think every inch of her body is beautiful and she lights me up like no other human ever could. She completes me and I know I won't need to be with anyone else. But I know no one will believe that. Is it possible to be gay except one woman? If so, that's what I am lol. Edit. I realize now I'm probably on the bisexual spectrum somewhere instead and I'm content with that. I don't really need a label. Oh, and to those calling me a pervert, a degenerate, a fetishist, etc. for being attracted to men, I suggest you try replacing the hate in your heart with love. It's worked out very well for me. // Relevant comments. I view as sexuality as a spectrum. You might be bi in that you're 99% gay and 1% straight and your wife ignited the 1%. As long as you're happy with your wife, and she is with you, that's what matters. Source. OOP's response. Hijacking this top comment to say thank you to everyone who has shared their own personal experiences. It's good to know that this is seemingly more common than I thought. It makes me think I need to focus less on labels and more on how fortunate I am to have my wife and her love. Source. //. Second post. In r. Bisexual. August 8, 2023. Is there an identity for what I am? I secretly identify as a gay man. Or at least that's what I have thought up until now. But I have a wife. We've been together 9 years. I've never been attracted to another woman other than her. But I've been attracted to lots of men. I've never been with a man, but if I wasn't with my wife, I know I would be. My preferences when I'm by myself are men. But with my wife it's always been different. It's never mattered that she's a woman because I love her mind and her heart so much. She is my soulmate. And so I find her body attractive and beautiful and we've always had a very fulfilling sexual relationship. But I feel like this makes no sense, and if I tell her that I'm 99% sure I'm gay, then she'll think I want to leave her or cheat on her. But I don't whatsoever. I only want her. She is my absolute world and I am so in love with her and so attracted to her. Is there a sexuality that is like gay but except one woman? Or like bi but specifically where the gender doesn't matter in one instance? // Update August 14, 2023. Update. I'm gay and my wife doesn't know. TLDR. I told her. So after I posted here last week I did a lot of research and I'm fairly certain I'm bisexual with a strong physical preference for men, but demisexual when it comes to women. I've never had deep feelings for anyone except my wife, male or female. But when I met her and started to develop those feelings, the physical attraction strongly followed. I obviously don't plan on ever finding out if it would be the same with other women. Nor do I plan on being with men, despite what some people said. Either way, these labels don't really matter in themselves because I won't be exploring it. But I did decide I wanted to tell my wife and they helped me articulate it. So I sort of blurted it all out to her over the weekend. I told her I'm probably bisexual, demisexual, and initially wasn't sure whether to tell her she's the only woman I've ever been sexually attracted to, but I did in the end. I told her my love for her wasn't defined by her gender, but that she's my soulmate and I'm truly in love with her heart, her mind and her body. Those of you who said she probably knew more than I thought were right. She was sort of surprised but not entirely. She said she assumed I wasn't straight because she had a vibe. Not sure what that means. And she'd noticed I'd never talked about how other women were attractive. I think she was surprised that my preference other than her skews so significantly towards men. But she knows I don't want to pursue it, so she said it doesn't matter. She also told me she thinks she's on the bisexual spectrum too somewhere herself, though likewise has no plans to explore it. But it's such a relief to have it all out in the open with her. I told her I'd be more than happy to go to therapy with her if she wants help processing. And she said that's not necessary right now, but it's good to know it's an option in future. Thank you to everyone who left kind and critical but constructive messages. And no thank you to the homophobes. Looks like everything will be okay. / Note. Marked as concluded. Since he talked it out with his wife. Really enjoyed this one. I hope things work out for them. Reminder: I am not the original poster. Don't forget that commenting on the original posts is not allowed. Had a vibe. I don't know how to explain this, but for most people who are mostly not straight, you kinda get a vibe. Whether it be something like their reaction to typically hot people of the other gender, or some comments, or something else entirely. If you spend enough time around them, you can kinda judge that that is the case. For everyone that I knew closely who then came out later, I have had a vibe about it. I'm basically 100% sure that this isn't true for everyone. But it happens to so many people that there has to be something here. Love how he built it up to a huge deal in his mind. Then he told his wife and she was like, yeah, I knew. I had a vibe. It's cool. Glad they are both so supportive of each other. Honestly, I wish I had someone in my life who loved me as much as Oop loves his wife. This was so beautiful to read. I hope we all can find a love as wonderful as these two people seem to share. I saw the OG post on Instagram and I love seeing these updates. Bisexuality is such a spectrum. I'm bisexual but romantically lean more straight, and it's a topic worth touching on more often. This ended happily. Their theme song can be the only exception. This is so sweet. Just two people who are figuring things out while communicating. Beautiful. This reminds me of Freddie Mercury. Though he had a lot of relationships with men, he left most of his estate to marry Austin, who he clearly loved very deeply. I remember these. The poor guy was so confused, and seeing the post title made me very worried for both of them. Finding out he was probably a type of bisexual was very relieving. TL. Dear, I told her, mate, you need a slightly longer summary. And once again, the day is saved thanks to PPG Light Trails Communication. This is sweet. I thought this was going to be some AITA post, but dude is just bi. Good on Op for working to figure this all out. My straight ex-husband told me he was into his hot guy friend. What did I do? Arranged a goddamned threesome with him and it was awesome. It turned me on so much to see my husband so turned on. The two of us had the most amazing sex for months afterward too. Then a few years later he cheated on me with a woman lol. While reading the first post I had a feeling he might be demi, so when I saw he mentioned it in the update I felt proud of myself lol. I knew a couple like this years ago. He used to call himself wifeasexual, though he'd use her name, because she was the only woman he was ever attracted to. He'd probably be somewhere on the ace-demi spectrum, but he seemed to have no interest in figuring it out because he had his one person and was happy. I love this. I suggest you try replacing the hate in your heart with love. It's worked out very well for me. I think we too often forget that labels are tools for communication, not boxes we have to be shoved into. There's no right way to do things, and the most important parts are being comfortable in your own skin and with your relationships. This is so cute. I love happy endings like this. More people need to familiarize themselves with the concept of the Kinsey scale, not like it's hard science or anything, but understanding that bisexuality doesn't have to be 50-50 is important. I'm a 1 or a 2, which means gay crushes for me are infrequent but not unprecedented. Such is life. Communication for the win. The only sad part is the edit for the first post. Hate messages for liking dudes as a dude. Those people should be ashamed of themselves.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.